Raconteurs Audio presents Life's a Beach and Then by Julia Roberts. Narrated by Melanie Crawley. Chapter 1. Holly sank back into the comfortable leather seat of the air-conditioned, chauffeur-driven car that the Plantation House Hotel had sent to meet her at Sir Siwu Sagar Ramgoolam International Airport. She was grateful to escape the vicious heat of the early afternoon Mauritian sun, which had caused a trickle of perspiration to run down her spine in the short walk from the terminal building. It was a complete contrast to the freezing temperatures she had left behind in London 12 hours previously. The flight from Gatwick had been delayed by 3 hours, initially to wait for some passengers arriving on a connecting flight from snowbound Paris, and then for the de-icing procedure, which had kept them sitting on the tarmac for over an hour, unsure whether or not they would be leaving for their exotic destination. Holly didn't mind too much. After all, it wasn't her hard-earned cash paying for the trip to Mauritius, and besides, it gave her the opportunity to do a bit of people-watching, a pastime she indulged in a lot these days. The only thing that had made her slightly nervous was the engineer repeatedly making his way from the flight deck to the economy-class section, torch in hand, to peer through the porthole windows, checking the condition of the flaps during the de-icing procedure. Holly had comforted herself with the thought that the pilot would not risk his own neck or that of his crew just to appease a bunch of holiday-makers. By the time the flight eventually took off, Holly's eyelids were feeling heavy and she was asleep before dinner was served. Since she was a small child, mechanical motion had a sleep-inducing effect on her, as her father had discovered when she was a teething baby. He would bundle her into her car seat and drive around their council estate in a suburb of Nottingham until she was lulled to sleep. Holly bit her lip to stop it trembling as she thought of her father, and wondered what he would have made of her travelling to a 5-star resort on an island paradise in the back of a limousine. He would probably have been quite sad that I'm on my own, she concluded. She turned her head to look out of the window at the passing countryside, but also to avoid making eye contact with the driver through his rear-view mirror, particularly as her eyes were filling with tears. She reached into her handbag for a tissue. At this sign of movement, the driver, who had introduced himself as Sachin when he had held the car door open for her at the airport.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?